in my experience, there's this thing that there's this dynamic that happens where it's like, everyone in this small tight community in Web3 and in all the different kind of sectors and niches, like we all inherently have these really strong operating principles like that we have in common that don't really need to be like talked about. You just know when you connect with someone in the community, right? Like my example for me personally is when I first when I went to my first crypto happy hour, I started meeting all these founders, and I realized that most of them, not all, but most of them were basically doing what they did in Web 2, remixed with blockchain technology and Web 3 ideology in a way that was more logical and made sense in Web 3. And there was sort of a rebellious element of like, I hate how we did it in the past. This didn't feel good to me. This didn't make sense. This feels good, right?
Right.
And that sentiment is something that just deeply connects with me. And that's how I relate to people. And you never have to say it. You know what I mean? And I think when you continue on down your journey, meeting people and building your network and getting deeper into the community, like you realize that this connection, when you have these principles in common, is so deep that you feel almost free to be your most unhinged self at times, because you're like, none of this even matters. You know what I mean? Whether, some people say crazy words like that are taboo and like in other contexts may be disrespectful, but you're free to say it because you're like, this guy gets me.